Hi everyone, Mireya here. Ah, how are you doing? I'd love to hear from you. If you wish, just send me a note or an email. Hope you guys are hanging in there, doing okay, depending what your situation is or what's navigating in your inner worlds. Um, so I'm sorry about this being a little later than usual. At the same time, I like to think it's in perfect timing because I wanted to get to you for the new moon and for Earth Day, and I am sitting right on this day. Um, so tonight at 7:35 Pacific time, the new moon is in Taurus. And as you know, today is the 50th year celebration of Earth Day, which is a worldwide celebration at this point. Um, and for those that don't know, generally the new moon window is considered for a period of 1 to 3 days. And at the same time, it's like a whole process. We often call it the lunation in astrology, whereas the relationship on the new moon and then the culmination in the full moon, which will be on May 7th in Scorpio. So I often like to refer to these as conversations that happen between two signs. In this, we have Taurus and Scorpio, are a sign that speak a lot about resources, internal and external. What resources us, and as well as love and passion and senses and our depth of connection. And I won't be getting too much into the full moon or Scorpio either. However, it's beautiful. I find that we are having the new moon in Taurus invitation on this day that humans decided to dedicate to the earth. Um, I was in a call with beautiful grandmothers this morning with Earth Peoples United, and some of them were speaking about how for them and how it should be that every day is Earth Day. And clearly, us humans, I think, create these days where because we need those rememberings. We need to stop and remember. And I think we're living at a time that is really bringing us to that piece of how am I connected to the earth, and how am I showing up, and as a member of this earth. And so here we are in on Earth Day, and in a time where we're being invited to contemplate this question of showing up for our planet in a time where we're having this incredible evolutionary transformation opportunity invitation crises. There's so many terms we can use for this, right? And yet I'd like to hone in these small videos. I've been speaking about the large picture of the Jupiter, Pluto in Capricorn, and all those other Saturn's still part of that conjunction. And however, I want to focus on the new moon, which is, as I've shared with you, those of you who have watched my videos, um, the new moon night is a time where we can use the metaphor of the vastness of the sky, right? Of the, some people call it the empty darkness, the in the sense that we go out to the sky and it's the night where we don't see the moon. And so the invitation of the vastness of the sky is to see it as an opportunity for fertility, for seeding, for reconnecting with that moment of stopping, um, almost like the new birth of a child, right? Is those people who have new moon in their chart, there's that innocence of the new birth of the child that lives inside. Um, when the new moon comes, the sun and the moon are together. So right now they're sitting in Taurus, in the very beginning of Taurus. For those that are connected to degrees, it's in the degree 324 of Taurus. And a really incredible thing is that right now Uranus is in what we call conjunction in astrology, and that means they're together. Um, Uranus is the planet of the thunder. It has to do with quick transformation. It's the higher mind. It's Prometheus who brought the fire mythologically. It's in tarot sometimes can be represented as the tower. Um, it's the trickster energy. It's that experience of the forward, of the future, of seeing the future with new eyes, of community, of village, of allowing that big picture of how are we holding as a village. So it's a very powerful combination that on this incredible synchronicity that on this Earth Day, we have Uranus with the new moon. There's many other things happening, but I'd like to invite this as the invitation. Um, in a way, we could say it's a new moon that is a call to action of sorts. It is inviting us to check in and see where are we in this moment, right? We've already been through, it hasn't been that long that we've been through this process of the COVID-19 and the shelter in place and this incredible focus that is coming through in the world where we're all experiencing the same experience, even though obviously each unique individual is going through it differently, as well as the social, economic, and many different situations according whether you work, you don't work, you have a family, you're alone. So I'm not at all discounting any of those specifics. However, it is inviting us. We have been going through this process together for a period of time. There's no question about that. And so here we are in the conversation or lunation of the Taurus Scorpio journey, right? And this new moon inviting us to stop. I'm right now staying in a place where there's a lot of cows around, and I've spent quite a few of my walks just, standing in front of the cows and witnessing them chew that, the herbs and everything, and just being there. And it feels like this Taurus energy is asking that sense of being with what is, reflecting with what is, inviting that sense of newness, of freshness, connecting with our senses, with what is happening in this moment. And it's a real call to checking in with our priorities, to anchoring, to perhaps grounding new intentions based on what your priorities are in this moment. I feel like it's, Sun Moon in Taurus could be still and could be a sense of beingness, as I'm saying, but with Uranus there, it's asking us to move. It's asking us to say, okay, wait, go out and move your body, or imagine new situations, or bring in a new perspective inside of you. And really, it's an opportunity to be proactive with what we choose, with what we are bringing in spite of so many, challenges that can be there for some, for many of us in different ways. Some people are really suffering with being in the isolation. Some people are really rejoicing and feeling juice and creativity out of it. But it's a good time to allowing yourself to have a bigger picture into the future, into wholeness, into a larger consciousness, into inviting yourself to perhaps do something new, something creative, something that you haven't tried in your relationship with yourself, with others. Um, And obviously it's in Taurus, and Taurus is nature, is the outdoors. It's perhaps is something connected with your inner garden, with your sense of self-love, of beingness inside of you, and checking in what could help you to improve it, to feel better. If you do have connection with the earth, please, please today go outdoors, and tomorrow as well. This earthy moon is going to be there still tomorrow, and today with Earth Day, I highly invite any of us, to take a moment where we go out to our mother. I call her my mother Earth. But to anything that inspires you with Earth. If you're not able, because you're in an apartment in the middle of Rome or in the middle of a city and you can't, perhaps you have a plant, you have a flower. Worst case scenario, look outside in the balcony into the sky, and that's still a best case scenario. Bring out some oils and smell them. Like, it's a really good opportunity to bring in your senses, to really allow your senses to inspire you to come into your body, to come into the connection with our sensual body, with our beingness. Put your feet on the earth barefoot, do some dance, some exercise. Perhaps you want to plant something, you want to represent the sense of seeding a new seed, planting a new seed metaphorically or internally. And spend some time with what are you wishing to attract. I know that, a big piece of this time clearly is a time where we don't know anything, right? That's the lesson of the Jupiter Pluto amplifying right now. We don't know what's going to happen, when this will end fully. There's so much information, so many theories out there, but we do know we have this. We have our body, and we have the body of the earth. This is an incredible moment where we can re-anchor with those roots, the inner roots, the outer roots, and gain strength and force from that. And with the help of Uranus there, and on another level, there's Neptune in Pisces doing its thing. It's a moment where there's a lot of help to imagine. Imagine a new story for the earth. Imagine a new story for your life. I know for some people it can feel, I go there too sometimes, like, whoa, how in the world am I going to shift things in my life to go in the direction I'm starting to see it wants to go, or what steps would I take? So Uranus is an energy that invites us to play with that, and just let yourself play. It doesn't have to be, you don't have to know what happens, but you can write it down. You can make it a prayer if you connect to prayer. Like I said, you can go out to the earth and plant a seed, and express it from this place of enormous gratitude to the earth if you can. It opens our heart. If you're in a place where your heart is closed, I do have to say that Saturn is in conversation with this moon. And so for some, it might still feel like there's a sense of restriction. So invite Uranus to bring energy. Uranus is the great awakener. And so help, call it in to help us wake up, to have a moment of wake up. And go out to the earth, make a connection with her, express your gratitude, your love for the breath of oxygen that we get through the trees, through the plants, through beauty. Bring in some beauty to your home. It can happen in so many ways. A flower, perhaps you rearrange things. There's a lot of ways in which, with this configuration, the alchemical of what we do, the changes that we do and rearranging that we can do in the practical and the material can then have a metaphor in the alchemical inner of the soul, of the self, and of the psyche. And so whatever, you can do a practice of doing something in the outer realm of your home, of a relationship, of a connection of your life, of out there with Mother Earth, that can then have that alchemical process in our inner. And so it's a beautiful time for that dance of the inner and the outer, of matter and the inner, of the material and the inner, and the what is ineffable, and what we see in our emotional life. Um, and when we get to the full moon in Scorpio, we'll reach a time of feeling the depth of these seeds that are being planted, of the letting go that needs to happen. Some countries, some places by the next lunation will be coming out, stepping out, back to life in some form that they were before. So it is for those that are, some people are out there really in it. And that is also the moon in Taurus. And for those that are in very active positions right now, helping others, working with others, this could be a beautiful night to cherish yourself, to make a nice meal, to bring again some oils, take care of your body, wash your hair, whatever it's, take a shower, a bath if you have one. um, Hold hands with your loved one. It's whatever your reality allows and whatever your heart allows. It's an invitation for everyone. It's not unique to whatever abundance situation you might been in. For it's a real invitation for coming down to the simplicity of life and the freshness of life. We can start over from there at any moment. We can take that breath and say, okay, I'm starting over right now. And with Uranus right there, you can pull, if you like playing with cards, you can pull out the tarot deck, the inspiration decks. Like I said, you can make some art today. It's a wonderful creative day. Make music, put on some music and dance to it. It's a real invitation to also be with our Mother Earth and express. I went out on a very early morning walk and just hearing her songs, and I'm grateful that I can do that. But like I said, in whatever way you can, there's even music of all the nature sounds, so you can actually, if you can't go out, you could actually connect with her through music that's been recorded authentically from her. So it's an invitation. I have included in this newsletter a song that I have included other times, which speaks a lot about the gratitude to Mother Earth and the dance with the sun and the earth and her nourishment. Right? We're in the spring, and this new moon in Taurus is showing us all the beauty of the spring, the beauty of the flowers, the colors, for those who are in the northern hemisphere. And for those in the southern, there's the letting go and the shedding. So what of the beginning of the fall. So what more beautiful, also reflection of the Taurus Scorpio connection. Um, Taking a breath with you, and it really is also, I said it at the beginning, but this polarity is a polarity very much connected with love, the essence of love. So in whatever way you wish to connect with that is a beautiful opportunity to do that, as a help for whatever it is that your life is bringing you through. And it's a wonderful lunation for those that are taking on the journey of the inner journey and using this as a potential for deep transformation, for releasing whatever doesn't serve you anymore, which clearly that's the biggest theme we are in the collective. Whatever is not serving is falling to pieces, and it's being shown to us on so many levels. Um, so this is also an opportunity during this time to check in and recommit for this lunation of what is in there that I deeply value inside of myself, inside of my life, and that is core to my being. You know, Taurus is a lot about that. And in the end, it's a journey towards Scorpio. So there will be, you know, what do I want to rebirth? What would I like to go through the life, death, rebirth process? And again, we're having the same reflection with the outer right now, having to face life and death on so many levels and in different situations. And again, this polarity of the zodiac is also, you know, life and death, with Taurus and Scorpio. So it's that beautiful continuum of the loop, the spiral that happens between life and death, and what we want to birth inside, what we want to release, and with the great awakener that is Uranus. So how would you like to light your fire right now? And again, with, you know, checking in with what those priorities, the simplicity, the simple things of life. Like, this is really taking away everything that it's not important, and to ask the question of what is really important, and how do I want to recommit and anchor that. And you know, as through this lunation that we're moving forward to starting to interface with the world that has been out there, it's a deep question that I think a lot of us are asking. So I'll include the song, as you can click on it and just take it in. I know it's in Spanish, so for some of you, you won't understand it, but it's a beautiful song, and it will give you an opportunity to dance, to take in the love of the earth, and everything, and perhaps even make a commitment inside of how do you want to show up for our earth, for in and with this incredible, you know, connection where the earth is our body, right? And there's no separation between the two. My body is the earth is my body. And so where would you like to breathe into the places where there's disconnection, and invite connection? And then let yourself dream tonight. Invite the dream world. You know, we're having the new moon as we enter the nighttime for those that will be nighttime. And for those that are waking up, perhaps invite yourself to wake up to the sunrise and let the sun guide you. All right, everyone. I hope you are well. I love you. I miss you. Those that I regularly see, and the breath work, and hope you're staying connected to that breath. And yeah, look forward to seeing you. And I won't have a gathering this time, but I will for the full moon. And I will have an Expressive Arts Tending the Fire gathering tomorrow, Thursday. So the information is here in the newsletter for those that wish to connect in that way. Okay, be well. Much love. Bye-bye.